Hello, everyone. So here we begin with the basics of Mathematica. Mathematica, or Wolfram Mathematica to be precise, is a modern technical computing software which helps you to visualize mathematics. It has over 6,000 built-in functions that cover all areas of technical computing, and they're all carefully integrated so that they work perfectly well together, all included in the fully integrated Mathematica system. Mathematica is a licensed paid software, but there's a version available on wolframcloud.com which provides a basic plan which you can access freely and work for your research or teaching purposes. Now, if you do not have a licensed version, then you can go to wolframcloud.com and create an account on that. It's completely free, and every time you log in, you will have to sign in. For the first time, you need to sign up, and then every subsequent time, whenever you use Mathematica, you can sign in every time and use the free cloud environment provided by Mathematica. It's a basic plan, but it works well for um, school and college students. So here is the Wolfram notebook, which I've opened for you to teach you some basics to begin with Mathematica. Whenever you open Mathematica, a screen like this is going to appear on your system. This is called a fresh notebook on which we are going to work. Whenever we open a Mathematica notebook, then the default cursor blinking happens to be in an input cell. So the default setting of Mathematica is always an input setting. If you want to give some title or text in the beginning, which we generally do, then you have to go to the style and change the cell type to title or text or subtitle or whatever section, comment, whatever you want to write in the form of text. See, input is something that you want to get executed, and title or text is something that's only a cover kind of a thing, so this indicates what you're going to do in the practical or whatever you are going in your research project, whatever you're going to do. The title of that is to be given in the text cell. You please do not, generally people have a tendency of, straight away giving the title. The default setting in Mathematica takes you to an input cell. Until and unless you change that setting to the title or text setting, you are going to be writing your title in the input cell and the file will be creating problems later on. So please make sure that whenever you open a fresh notebook and you intend to give some title, then you have to select the title cell or the text cell from the style name here and then start doing whatever. So you see, there are many options available: title, subtitle, chapter, subchapter, section, subsection, subsection, text, and so on. Input is the default setting, which you do not have to select every time, but title or whatever you want to give in the form of text, that needs to be selected if you want to give any kind of text in the beginning. So if you want to write some title for it, let's say basics of Mathematica, then you can type it in the title cell. And whenever you do that, all kinds of formatting options that are there in MS Word, everybody is very used to MS Word. Right from childhood, we are taught how to type in Word, right? So the formatting options which are available in MS Word, they're all available here also. So you can change the color of your text. You can make it bold if you want. You can make it italic. You can make, underline it. You can increase the font size, decrease the font size, whatever you feel like doing. The features that Mathematica has for text cells are very similar. Text or title or, sections or chapters or subtitles, subsections. Whenever you're feeding in any kind of text, then the formatting options are exactly the same as you have in MS Word. That having said that, once you are out of this environment, once you can see there will be a bracket displayed every time you type in. There's a right hand side bracket being displayed which tells you the cell type in which you're working. So if you see, when I'm selecting this, then it's the title cell, and look at this. This is again a title cell. I do not want more titles. Whenever you are done with one particular cell, you press enter. After it, there will be a horizontal faded line appearing. You can see that horizontal faded line appearing after every bracket. Now, once you are out of the title cell, again, the cursor blinks by default at the input cell. You do not have to select an input cell every time, but yes, if you want to make any comment or put any title or any kind of text, then you need to go and change the cell type, select the relevant cell type from here, this part, and then do it accordingly. So this is how titles are put in Mathematica. You have to go change the cell type to title cell or text cell, and then accordingly put your text or the title or your name or whatever you want to write at the top of the file before you commence with the actual input. And all the formatting options which are there in MS Word are available here also. So it is very convenient to do text writing in Mathematica. You just have to change the cell type, and then in the title cell or the text cell, you can type accordingly whatever you want to give, and you can format it as the options which are available here are very similar to what are there in MS Word. Now, once you are out of this, then the default cursor blinking happens to be in an input cell. And whenever you give an input, it has to be a syntax. The programming which has been done in Mathematica is very, very easy in the way that whatever it's a very user friendly software. You can learn it on your own. Once you understand a few basics, then you can explore Mathematica more and more to reach up to the level which is required by you in your research project or whatever assignment you are doing. So the basic things that one needs to know about Mathematica before I commence with the actual stuff which you can relish. You can see that all kinds of graphing features. For example, if I want to do 2 plus 2, I can just say 2 plus 2 in Mathematica. It's plus is plus, multiply is star, divide is slash, power is cap, like that. All those things are the same as you have in any other computer programming language. All those algebraic operations are exactly the same as we have in any other language. So if you want to do 2 plus 2, you can just feed in 2 plus 2 in your input cell. And for getting the output in Mathematica, one has to understand that after the input line, whatever you want to get executed, you just press enter together with shift. Enter and shift together help you to get the output of the cell. Whenever you do that, you can see that there will be the input line will be named as IN1. You can see here, this is IN1. Input 1 was 2 plus 2. I pressed enter and shift here to get OUT1, which means it's output 1. So output 1 corresponds to the OUT1. 1 corresponds to 1. So this is the output of the first syntax line which I've fed in this particular notebook. So this is how Mathematica functions. So one must understand that for feeding in text, one has to select the text cell or the title cell. Number two, whenever you give any input, for executing it, for getting the output, you have to press enter and shift together. Mathematica is a case sensitive software, so one has to be very careful while typing the syntax. But before moving on to the syntax, one should understand how to, use Mathematica to build up your learning on your own, because right from the beginning you cannot create your own syntax. You do not know how the commands have been fed, how the programming has been done in Mathematica. So the best way to learn is there's a feature called free form input in Mathematica, which helps you to explore certain things. The software helps you to take you to the right syntax after you give it a verbal prompt. What do I mean by that is, first of all, what is free-form input? This was straight input. I knew the syntax because if I want 2 to be added to 2, I know that the syntax is 2 plus 2. I just fed that syntax. There was nothing special about it. I pressed enter and shift together to get the output. But suppose I want to plot some curve or, do some kind of higher order calculation for which I require a precise syntax, then the software helps you to guide through the syntax, how to reach the correct syntax. There's a facility called freeform input, which is obtained after you press control and equal to in an input line. So control button together with the equal to sign makes your equal to look like this orange bold equal to, which is called as freeform input in the language of Mathematica. And this has a special feature that instead of giving the precise syntax, you can just give a verbal prompt to what you're looking for. You can just write an ordinary English language query here, or what you intend to do. You can just type it in English language. The software is going to convert your verbal prompt to the corresponding syntax which has been fed in Mathematica and to give you the corresponding result. For example, suppose I'm interested in the graph of, let's say, sine x. I do not know the syntax. I just, the way we Google, the way we search things on Google, the same way I've given a verbal prompt to the software in the free input cell, and I do not know the syntax, the precise syntax. See, once I gave graph of sine x in the English language format, in the free input type cell, the software has automatically picked up the correct syntax. The syntax is PLOT, plot, P capital, square bracket, sine x is written like this, and x is between minus 2 pi and 2 pi. So this has auto-picked the correct syntax from the library, the vast library of resources which are there. The programming has been done. There's a documentation center. There's a help button which helps you to explore the software on your own. And this free form input button is of immense help because it helps you to discover the syntax by just giving an English language simple prompt, and after giving that prompt, you can have a look at this syntax and now you can play with it. I mean, suppose you did not want sine x, you wanted sine 2x instead. Then you can do this. It is going to automatically translate your verbal query into the corresponding syntax, which helps you to get the output once you press enter and shift together in Mathematica. All outputs are obtained after putting an enter shift button. After pressing the enter shift button, after the input line, you get the corresponding output. So this is something which is available in Mathematica. You can do any kind of calculation. You can even say that, green in color. Suppose I did not want this color to be blue. I can just give a verbal prompt saying graph of sine 2x green in color. So let's see how it picks up. So it has given an error. Let me green graph. Let me instead of giving this prompt, let me modify my prompt. Sometimes what happens is in Google also, when you search something, it does not really, it says, do you mean this green color graph of sine 2x? This might work. Let us see. Yeah, this has worked. So the same way, the way you search Google, the same way you can use the free input form facility of Mathematica to give the verbal prompt in the most precise manner. So here are some more examples where I've used freeform input just for making you relish it more. You can see that plot sin x, I want it in blue color, and I've set the thickness of the graph to be 3. I also want grid lines. I want the background color to be pink. So just see, when I give this freeform input, it translates into this output. So you can see I have got sin x graph, blue in color. The thickness of the graph has been set to 3. I have the grid lines you can see, and the background color has been chosen as pink. So this was a very, very easy English language prompt which I gave to the software and has automatically translated into the correct syntax. And after the syntax, it has displayed the output so beautifully. Now it can even help you Google things like Delhi's weather right now. It's 19 degrees. You can plot, instead of a single curve, you can plot n number of curves together. They'll be all displayed in a single frame. Or you can even, maybe cows in India. Let me have a Google search kind of thing done by Mathematica to see the number of cows that we have in India. It's showing that it's 1.94 into 10 to power 8. So all these things, all these features are available in Mathematica. So before learning the precise syntax or how to do programming or coding in Mathematica, you can have a self-learning mode on by using this free form input facility given by Mathematica. It's a beautiful feature built up to make the beginners who are learning Mathematica, who are new to Mathematica, they can learn the syntax writing on their own after exploring certain things using freeform input. So I think this is all about this beginning video. Stay tuned.